in the house. R2, R3 locking nuts in the house. How you doing, gang? Just doing a random Tuesday evening. We were having so much fun on Joe Wentz's channel earlier this evening. We decided to go live and continue the hangout. So glad everyone could join. Great stuff. How's the audio level? I'm trying something a little different, slightly different mix. Let me know if I'm a little quiet. I got plenty of room to turn up now. I'm fine-tuning this mixer from Sunday. Check. How's that? Turn down the guitar a bit, bring up the vocals a little more. There, how's that, guys? Yeah, I notice I'm hearing myself way more through the earbuds. I love pulling on that B note. Everyone's doing well this eve. It seems. We were talking a little bit of NAM stuff earlier. Post NAM, people are sick of NAM. People want to talk about NAM. Getting better. All right, here, let's try a little more. There, I'm pretty much maxed out now. How's that? You're just waiting for the snow, aren't we all? Yeah. In southern Ontario, we're supposed to start getting snow about 6 a.m. And in a 6-hour period, we're probably going to get about 8 inches. 6 to 8 inches. Yay. Yeah. So other than that, things are going well. Work today. I can hear you, Ben. Awesome, R2, R3. Rock on, brother. Oh, got a thumbs up already. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's totally stay in the house type of snow. Yeah, well, gotta earn a paycheck. I gotta pay for these guitars I keep buying, right? Yeah, R2, I'm sick of the snow too, dude. And we're being told tomorrow is supposed to be the storm of the year. Joy. Excuse me. So just settling in on the night. We're hanging out on YouTube. So one guy wasn't going live tonight, and then Mr. Joe Wentz. If you're tuning in, awesome. Stay safe on the road, brother. He was just on quickly during his turnaround break. It was good to talk to everyone, so let's keep this going. Exactly. Bruce is just saying he's looking at getting some snow too. He's in Ohio, so he's just getting the southern tip of the storm that we're having come through. So yeah, that's what's going on there. So being that it's Telly Tuesday, I'm playing my usual 67. We were talking about this one the other day. If you don't like this, I actually have another Telly here. I can always pull it out too if you guys want. It's purely up to you. You let me know. It shows just as much about you guys as it is about me. It's just a community of musicians. Mr. BHB and myself were chatting earlier this evening. We were talking about all kinds of stuff. We were talking about little headphone amps and microphones. And I kept thinking to myself, man, I should be writing this stuff down. These are great topics for the weekly show that I do with Richie Shanahan, which I was chatting with him earlier this evening. We were discussing, what were we talking? Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen the new Charvel DK line, which I always thought was kind of weird since Charvel and Jackson are brother companies, anyways. So, like, why buy a Jackson DK body when you can just buy a Jackson? Different headstock, that's about it. But yeah, the new Charvel 2018 DK line where they put the input jack. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I'll try to show here. So the back of the guitar, the input jack, they've carved out a bit of this like an arm cut in a Stratocaster, and they've mounted the input jack pointing upward like a Strat style, so you can loop your cable through your strap, which a lot of us do on stage, and plug directly into the back. It's a nifty little setup. I'm really curious to see how it feels ergonomically, because I think it'll really cut down on the pinch point on a lot of cables. So it should be good. Go for a little cleaner tone. Pro Mod Charvel looked nice this year. I like the Charvel Tele style with that input jack. Yeah, yeah. I haven't checked that one out yet. Excuse me. I have not seen that. Wow, Charvel, you think might be able to test that out? Yeah. I don't know when I'll get my hands on any of the Charvels, but I do know my buddy who's a Fender dealer and a Jackson dealer, so I'll be able to get my hands on both of those. And he just got a big old shipment of Fenders in. Late yesterday, early today. And I cannot wait. Richie and I are going out on Saturday. We're going to shoot a bunch of videos, hopefully. Try out all the new stuff that just came in. I don't know for sure if the new Parallel Universe is in yet. I just saw a reel, but he sent me a photo of like the whole wall. Actually, same photo he posted on Facebook, which I shared earlier today for friends on Facebook, right? Which is just the main showroom in the one of his stores. It's just crammed with Fenders, and it looks beautiful. Friends and I had a discussion if that is called an input jack or is it an output jack. R2R3 Locking Nut says, well, I guess technically it's an output jack because you're sending signal out of the guitar and then into an amplifier. So I always call it input. I don't know why, because I think I call it input because you put the cable into it. Nobody called me the smartest man in the world, so. Trying to play something I worked on years ago, and yeah, just out of the blue, and yeah. That's what's going on with that. And I should mention, we are nearing the end of our big... That sounds good clean. Thanks. Yeah, there's also obviously some reverbs, delays, and compression on it. I was just using the middle pickups, which I always love on a Telecaster. But yeah, I'm giving this sucker away on Thursday. We're announcing the winner. So if you want to be entered into it, which it sounds pretty chuggy-wuggy awesome, all you have to do is comment on any of our videos. I want that pedal. Your name goes in the hat. We'll announce the winner on Thursday. And then it's just a matter of figuring out a way to contact the fine winner to get the shipping details for that pedal. One thing, I mentioned it earlier on Joe's show, but I'm not sure if anyone saw it in the chat. Product catalogs. I know some of you folks out there love them. So if you're interested, I was thinking of grabbing a few different ones, like if I can get my hands on some Fender, Jackson, Ibanez, possibly Takamine acoustics as well. I'll see what I can get for a bunch of catalogs, and I was thinking about bundling a bunch of if I can get like 4 different ones, bundle them all as a pack, and then give them away. If you guys want them. I've got I get them every year myself. They end up being reading material in a certain room of the house, and yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. Oh, that delay's throwing me off. I need a different pad. Oh, that is the opposite. No, too short a delay. No, that's just wrong. There we go. More of a standard rocky tone. So anyways, yeah, so that's what's going on with that. We got catalogs, we got a pedal, we got Telecasters. What else do we got? We got all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, we got 5 people watching, 3 thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys. That's awesome. And we got R2, R3 locking out in the house. We got Mr. BHB, I believe his name is Bruce, in the house. And we got a few quiet people. It's all good. Some people like to chat, some people like to watch. It's all good. I appreciate it. It's you! Yes. Figure out a theme song for Mr. BHB and for R2. R2, R3 locking nut. Mr. BHB, you got a favorite band you're into? Favorite style? Personalize it a bit. Oh, look at you guys with your wrenches. Ooh, that is kind of a squonky little retro. Yes, and we will keep the trolls out. Yes. Yeah, no kidding. You guys were playing Asteroids pretty good the other day, eh? Bang, bang, bang. Figure I had to have something in my hand here, so just kind of plugging away. I was thinking about using, well, I was playing the other one earlier today, so I've been all about the tellies today. This one I've been debating, I got to do a cleanup on, because like, yeah, that looks like a lot of heavy relicking, but there is a little bit of junk in there. Hey, Dry Heat 480! Yeah, R2. Yeah, that wear there. I just noticed that the other day. That's really darkened up. I think that's, yeah, just a buildup of the finish. It's almost like petrifying or something at this point. Hang on, doing math. I don't know where it goes from there. 6 people watching. Thanks for tuning in, guys. 4 thumbs up. Awesome. Anything you guys would like to discuss? Any questions at all? I know earlier, Mr. BHB, we were talking microphones. He was asking what I use. If you really want to know, Mr. BHB, I believe your name is Bruce. You might hear a little blub blub sound, but you're asking what type of microphone I used, and if I can... Hey, JJ's House of Jams. Still on vacation, buddy. Oh, there we go. Oh, man, I really gotta... JJ Collins. So, yeah, I just use, it's an SM58. It's been, spit upon, and this thing's... I've had this... When you give me that Strat guitar... Oh, yeah, we were talking about a Strat the other day. We never did talk about that. Let me just place this down. There we go. And I hope you guys can still hear me okay. Get my load-bearing guitar strap back in place. I don't know how I had that before, but hey, there we are. So yeah, I just used an SM58 going into a Go mixer for this. I use the same microphone, well, not this exact microphone, but I have another SM58 I use for singing through with the band. If I ever need to mic my amp, I use another 58. Some people prefer the 57s, but they're more unidirectional, and I like to say I'm not cheap, I'm cost effective, so I just have a handful of the same mic that's omnidirectional, and I use them for everything. Here, let me just move a little closer. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I picked that up secondhand, and as you see, it's been used and abused thoroughly. So yeah, that's what I use. Let me think, what do we use? We use a Yamaha mixer with the band, going to, I've got a few PV power amps for the PA, going into Yamaha speakers for the mains, and monitors a Yamaha as well. No particular brand loyalty, other than the PV stuff. I love PV power amps. They're generally underrated for power. Jaden James says I'm annihilated, so bear with me. Quite all right, buddy. You deserve it. You're on vacation. You're killing off all that anthrax germs, right? Keeping yourself nicely pickled. So, yeah. Yamaha mixers, because they're cheap secondhand. Yamaha speakers, I got a deal on. PV power amps, I love them. Great warranty service if you ever have a problem. And I've blown a few power amps, and it's no fault of their equipment. I've blown several companies' power amps over the years, because I push my PA pretty hard. So a lot of stage volume, so a lot of PA volume to keep up with stage volume, because we're all half deaf. I'm sure there's a few of you out there that can relate. So yeah, what else? We use a condenser mic when we do the Thursday night show, assuming I remember to plug it in, unlike last week. That's why we're so quiet. We run a condenser mic, which I can't remember I think it's an Apex, into an Art tube preamp, which Richie modded. I was telling Bruce earlier. It's powered by a 12AX7 tube. We took that out, put a 12AU7 in, which is a little warmer, softer. Really worked well. You don't quite have to be quite as accurate with your levels and stuff. It gives you a little bit more leeway, which is nice. So yeah, other than that, we don't really mic our amps very often, usually just outside gigs. Absolute mayhem in the house. I'm a product of my environment. What can I say? I don't use a lot of gain at times. I use more gain doing these things. I play around. I find a heavy tone or something, and I'll play around with it. But I just never use that stuff with the band anymore. Excuse me. Speaking of which, the band has a little news. If you didn't know, we play in the band called the Honey Badger Outfit. If you were watching during last Thursday's stream, one of the pop-ups I got was we got offered some gigs. We turned down one and we took the other. So we will be appearing at a dive bar near us. Not so much near you guys, unless we got local guys watching, which, well, absolute mayhem. We're playing in Belleville, Friday the 13th in April. We're also playing in Belleville on February 24th. We're doing a fundraiser, raising money for a homeless shelter. We're going to play one set that night, and then Friday, April 13th, we play all night. So 4+ sets. Trying to think of something to play. Missed the feeling being on stage. So I'm getting a visual of the Honey Badger outfit, fancy outfits. No, pretty much t-shirts and jeans, guys. If anyone dresses up, it's me, because I like to wear cowboy shirts on occasion when I play. I'll say it. I took it from Lemmy, because I think there's nothing cooler than playing rock and roll, playing quote-unquote country guitar, wearing my finest cowboy shirt, and a nice pair of Vans, because it's got to be comfortable on stage. Richie's t-shirts and jeans, Larry's t-shirts and jeans, Shane, our drummer, shorts, and a sleeveless shirt. He was out shoveling his driveway during the snowstorm the other day, and he's still wearing shorts, so. And we play a variety of stuff, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s? Yeah, I guess. Possibly even 2000s. We do a White Stripes cover, so whenever they came out. So yeah, 2000s at least. And we do some Beatles and The Who. Sounds like my drummer, our 2R3 Locking Nut, says, yeah, well, he's not a small man, so he radiates a lot of heat. Not the right chord. I messed it up. I give up. Sorry. I've had a couple of pints earlier, so JJ, if you're still tuned in, you're not alone. And I keep looking at the wrong side of my phone because my camera's over here. Yeah. And I can't even say that everything's backwards. Wow, 7 thumbs up. Thanks, awesome. That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I really got to do some work on this guitar. Well, let's be honest. The thing Richie gave it a "you need to look here" sticker. I do. Oh, when don't I? Yeah, my dad gigged with this thing up until about 1985, 1986. I messed around with it for a few years. Never really playing it a whole lot. Initially, I did. And then basically sat in a case for years and years. I gave it to Richie 5 or 6 years ago, so he dressed the frets, gave it a good cleaning. I gigged with it last year, possibly, year before. I used it for a number of months gigging. Last year, I guess. Yes, those are our 2R3 Locking Nut was asking if these are EMG pickups. Yes. My father installed... Here we go. EMG pickups in it. because playing, he put them in for the fact that he played this thing through Fender Vibrolux amp, which is very clean, like a twin, and played in a lot of places that had bad wiring. So, of course, with single coil pickups, he had a lot of buzzing going on, and he just wanted a really quiet sound. So he installed EMGs in it, in a classic Fender. Yeah, I do have the original pickups still, so have no fear. We do have them. They're in a baggie behind that door, there, somewhere, packed away nice and neatly. So yeah, but yeah, we have the original pickup, but this thing's always had EMGs in it. The nice thing with the EMG kit too was, yeah, it uses a 9-volt battery, but the battery fits right inside this cavity. So there was no cutting involved, anything like that. So yeah, oops, almost lost my mixer. It's fine, cleaner tone. That's fairly noise and prevents getting electrocuted when singing too. Well, I'm trying to remember if I thought I was shocked once. That's pretty clean sound. I suppose I could just bypass it. There we go. It was direct. Which, of course, now we're not even using a preamp or anything, so it's like plugging directly into a mixing board. But that neck pickup still sings. Yeah, something like that, but better with some form of preamp on it. Ooh, that's big. Yeah, for your metalheads. Very mid-scoop. Sorry, I got my multi-effects unit just off camera here. There we go. Just wanted something middle of the road, kind of mid-boosty. So yeah, I know I'm saying that a lot tonight. What else we got going on? We got snow coming. We got pedals we're giving away. We got Telecasters. What else we got? What else do we got? We've been sharing the love, spreading the knowledge. I'm just trying to think. What else we got going It's like I forgot how to play guitar. So yeah, figure we just kind of hang out here, do our thing. So anything else you guys want to talk about, I'm racking my brain here, guys. So actually, let's try to get some different inspiration. Sorry if there's a click. I'm going to swap guitars. What catalogs do you have? They will likely be Fender, Jackson, Ibanez, Takamine. Those would probably be the 4. Who did the original of Train Kept a Rollin'? Absolute Mayhem. Oh, I knew that. Ooh, good question. Let me think. I'll be right back. Put down the earbuds. I'm sure you can still hear me. I'm just going straight to here. The Yardbirds. Yes. Okay. I was thinking John Mahall's Blues Breakers. So yeah, I'm gonna play this one, which has been my number one of late. If you guys know me well. Let's get the strap out of the way. Love the bird's eye in this. Absolute Mayhem knows when I got this. He was there when, like 2 minutes after I picked it up. It's got some dings. Apparently somebody used it as a lefty at some point. Yeah, you can see some of the road rash if we get her nice and close. Yes, you saw the unboxing. Let's get the strap out of the way there. Get my earbuds in so I can hear myself. Not that it makes a difference to you guys. Oh, there I am. Look at that. Got a head full of me. Cable into the output jack of the guitar. Oh, clickety click, clickety click. Which you can hear right away. It may sound a little darker. Well, it's tuned down a half step, I believe. Our 2R3 Locking Nut said, man, everybody has a telly. I'm going to need one. I have 3. Richie has 2. Yeah. A little brighter sound. Sorry, guys. Yeah, shock me. You'd be correct. Yeah, I know I was butchering it, but yep. I love Ace Frehley. He's one of the main guys that got me started playing guitar. 2 people, which it's funny because that telly sounds nice. Thank you very much, R2R3. Well, it's a 71 Telecaster. Needs a nut. Actually, Showman Blues is sending me a nut. Thank you very much, Showman, if you're watching. I have tons of Kiss on cassette and CD. I have a lot of Kiss on vinyl and cassette. So, yeah, I can relate. Oh, I love that compressed telly sound. Don't know much in the way of country licks, though. And besides, you guys are a bunch of rockers anyways. I'm sure you don't want to hear me chicken pick. Let's see here. Yeah, that's better. Medium to light gain. I don't play with a lot of gain normally. First Guitar Hero was Michael Schenker and then SRV. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Man, I have zero memory tonight. So, two guitar players, well, three if we count my dad. Go figure. He was a gigging musician when I was young. Oh, some hair sticking up there. Jeez, I'm so distracted tonight. So yeah, but Ace Frehley and Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen. When we're talking like I was young, like 6 to 8 years old range. Every time I saw Eddie Van Halen in a music video or playing on TV of any kind, he was always smiling. And I thought, man, that looks like fun. Look at how much fun he's having. He's always smiling, tongue out, smiling. Right? Ace Frehley. I love the way he mixed heavy rock and rockabilly together with his solos and stuff like that. Not the most complicated things in the world, but hey, they worked. Um, Later, once I started playing, Jimmy Page was huge, absolutely huge. Enough I actually have his Les Paul tattooed on my arm. Joe Walsh for sure. Paul Kossoff, Randy Rhoads. Even though I just appreciated his melodic ability. When we got in the whole Sunset Strip thing, Warren DeMartini, I always loved his stuff. Slash brought the wah back and played a Les Paul when everybody was playing Floyd Rose guitars. Although Slash wasn't my favorite player in Guns N' Roses, I'm a huge Izzy Stradlin fan. Holy crap, I can't believe it took that long to say that. Yeah, Izzy Stradlin. Especially his solo stuff. I love what he did in Guns N' Roses. And he just looked so cool all the time. You know, he's just hanging it in the back, doing his thing, usually hunched over, looking down at the floor the whole night. And I just thought, man, if I could ever be Izzy Stradlin, if I could be half that cool. So yeah, Billy Duffy as well, Billy Gibbons, Stevie Ray Vaughan. But I guess the list can go on and on and on, right? Steve Marriott, yeah. Steve Clark, oh, geez, Steve Clark, yes, love Steve Clark. Don't know any Def Leppard, but I love Steve Clark. So yeah, excuse me. Center's been putting some videos lately. I've been bringing back good memories like Warren from Rat. Yeah, yeah. And I hopped on the Charvel website earlier tonight when I was trying to find a good picture of that new style output jack. And I noticed they still have, or they brought out the new Warren DeMartini. He's got like 2 or 3 signature guitars, I think. Man, and that's awesome. And he's still playing his originals from back in the day, which just shows, well, they're all custom shops. Most of these guys, you always see that, well, I'm still playing the prototype back in the day. Well, it was handcrafted by one of their top master craftsmen. Go figure, you're still playing it 30 years later. Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly. Oh, names escaping me. Dwayne Eddy, Eddie Cochran, all that stuff. Nice flashback music. Yeah, well, my dad listened to a lot of surf rock, old rockabilly. So, of course, with it playing, I just thought, okay, that's cool. And then I could always pick out the rockabilly players through the ages, like Ace Frehley, Keith Richards, even later in the Stones. Excuse me, like Exile, Main Street, Beggars Banquet stuff. Once you start hanging out with Bobby Keys and touring America, you can really hear the country influences. And that's what I miss from some of the rock and roll stuff. Like, as Keith Richards once said, it's all rock, where's the roll? And I miss the roll part. I love playing that boogie woogie, rockabilly stuff, much to the detriment of anybody I play with. Because a lot of them just aren't into it. Yeah, they're probably broken in and getting better with age. Well, yeah, the wood just gets better and better over time. Like, you can Absolute Mayhem. Remember when I unboxed this thing? I walked over, plugged it in right away into my cheap little amp. got there. The G string, oh, they butchered this nut, guys. Like, you can just see the gaps in it. So I had to stick a piece of paper, like we used to do back in high school on our cheap guitars, under the G string just to raise enough to make it playable. And as you can see, I got this, 2 weeks before Christmas. That piece of paper's still in there, and I've gigged with this thing, so I don't care. Just make it playable. Play this thing, got a little pedal board into my amp, and it just screams. It just screams. I played this thing all night at our last show, other than one song. And I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it's just, I have modded it a bit already. What finish was on the back of the neck is now gone. No. There's still a micro layer. It's not quite bare wood. There's bare wood in some spots, but get a bone nut for it? No, Bruce. Actually, I'm putting a brass nut in it. Our friend Showman Blues sending me a brass nut for it. I want to build it sort of early mid 80s outlaw country hot rod guitar. That's my envision for it. It'll probably get brass saddles. If I stick, I'm not a fan of the Telly style. Ideally, I'm going to take this whole bridge assembly off and replace it with a 6 saddle like the modern deluxe styles. If it'll fit. As long as I don't have to drill anything. If I have to drill to put one of those modern plates on it, forget it. And then I'll just replace these with brass saddles, which they're easy enough to get. All the 50s reissues come with them. Well, I should say they're in theory easy to get. My current Fender order, which I ordered, for those of you who know, a couple of bridges, and what else did I order? A couple of bridges. Oh, and a selector switch for this, because I'm putting a different selector switch in it. I've discussed that in previous videos. Waiting on all the stuff. I got one bridge in yesterday. I don't understand you order everything at the same time. It's coming from Arizona, even with customs and stuff, because it's a special order, even though it's from a Fender dealer. I ordered, rather than from their warehouse, wherever that is, Vancouver? No, they do direct order now, I think. So yeah, everything comes out of Arizona, so I gotta wait and wait. So I got one bridge in, which is actually going to Richie. I don't even get to keep that one. No guitar skills here, dude. Yes, I do, in reference to being at the vape shop when Ben got the guitar. Yeah, Absolute Mayhem's one of my best customers at the vape shop. I run a vape shop during the day, and he used to come in, hang out, well, he still does, and we started shooting the breeze, talking music. Likely I was playing some Van Halen or something when he walked in one day, and we just started talking music and became friends. Oh, I like that tone. Oops, and I messed it up. Back or not. I missed a comment there, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. Oh, you can. I always disturb Ben at work. No, you don't. The new Fender reissues have the brass bridge. Yeah. Several of them do. It's no worse than the 67 has the worst bridge. Instead of brass or like this solid, whatever that is, the bridge on the 67 is threaded rod. So to space your strings evenly is almost impossible. If you were talking gear and music, I'm sure you're not disturbing them. Exactly, R2, R3. This thing's barely playable too. The string is way too close to the edge of the fretboard. I pull it off all the time too. Now, the other one, I pulled the A string out of the nut slot all the time. So yeah, got all these great guitars. Got to work on them though. They still need work, guys. So, what are we doing for time here? 46 minutes. Nice. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in and all those thumbs ups. Thanks. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ben Coombs. I have a YouTube channel, We Talk Guitars. We do a weekly show, 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday evenings, myself and my co-host Richard Shanahan. And then I pop in from time to time, usually Sundays, Sunday afternoon. I'm thinking I'm going to do late afternoon Eastern time, do a little chat because of picking up some friends and viewers from across the pond over in the UK and Europe. And they don't get on these live chats quite often when we're on in the evenings in North America. So, I'd like them to be involved with the live chat and have as much fun as we do. What we got here? Bruce says, my new 2017 Telly is saddles with the ashtray bridge, but they cut the bridge down. Yes. We were talking about that cut down bridge the other day, and I don't know if I told you, Bruce, I stopped in at Arden's. When was that? Saturday? And I asked them if they had one of those bridges, and sure enough, it was still in the guitar case. The guys weren't aware, because they don't usually check the case for the case candy and stuff. It's just, oh, yep, there's the bag full of case candy, it's in there, and that's about it, so. Oh, 8 thumbs up, thanks, awesome. What else have we got to talk about? What else can we talk about? At some point I'm going to have to bring out something other than a Fender guitar. I don't know what I'm going to show off for a guitar on this week's show. Maybe my Stratocaster, if you guys want to see that. I have a 1989 Stratocaster. It's packed away upstairs right now. I don't keep a lot of gear at home normally, other than for storage purposes, like a bunch of guitars sitting in a closet type thing. Bruce, your telly looks great. I'm sure it sounds fabulous. I'd never put it down. Yeah, show it. Okay, yeah, I'll show it on the show on Thursday. I need a neck for it, and I'm thinking about getting rid of it, but I don't know. And I'm going to include the original neck with it, so people will know, yes, it's a US Strat. That way, you got the matching serial number on the headstock as well as on the neck plate. Because I don't think the serial number, I haven't had the neck off it in like 20 years, but it was built in, well, the neck was built in September of 1989. So I remember that much. Get the rhythm down. Band song Richie wanted to do, Ophelia, and then that's me butchering it because I've only played it twice at band practice. But I love that song. I love it so much. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Say I might start wrapping it up soon here, guys. Going on the better part of an hour, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Unless there's something else somebody else wants to discuss, we've talked ashtray bridges, which I actually still have the original ashtray for this thing. Rock on, Ben. Well, I try. I never claim to be the best player in the world. I just play every day, practice my darndest, and hope that, venues hire us and let us play our stuff. Mr. BHB, I have to jet. Early day tomorrow, brother. Night all. Yeah, have a good one, Bruce. Be safe. I hope the snow doesn't hit you too hard, and keep playing that telly. JJ. Yes, I forgot you were in the chat. Isn't that terrible? Oh, how did I forget about JJ Collins? Gee. It's probably every time you're mentioning something, I'm looking down or something. You played well, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you. If I can remember the one chord for the turnaround. No. No. I think it might be the G. I don't know. I have the lyric sheet and the chord chart taped to my mic stand at the practice space right now. I did remember to take it off prior to our show last week. I don't even know what I'm doing. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Mr. BHB Bruce, our 2R3 locking nut, JJ Collins, Jaden James down in Mexico. Absolute mayhem we had in here. Excuse me. Trying to remember who else was in here. Dry Heat 480 was in the house. Anybody else that's watching, if you want a shout out, just let me know. And yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you again for the thumbs up. If you're a first time watcher and you tolerate what we do, hit the little subscribe down there. Just, what's up right about there. And if you really are cool with getting in the chat and you want to be notified, hit that little bell next to it. Make sure it looks like it's ringing. And good job, brother. Thanks for coming on tonight. Well, thank you, R2, R3 Locking Nut. It looked like we're having fun in the previous chat, so I figured, I'm one of the guys that goes live. I'm in the chat. I might as well, make the option available. It's just like I've said to you guys before. This channel is as much about you guys as it is about me. It's a community, and we're just here to hang out, have fun. It's just like a big family. So I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Those likes, the comments on previously viewed videos. Man, I love nothing better. I wake up in the morning and I got a couple of comments sitting there, and I'll check them out. I reply to pretty much every comment that's on every video, or at least I try to. And I really appreciate all of it, guys. I know Richie feels the same way, so he's just not on as often. I'll be there, man. I'll get the notification, and I'm there. Thank you very much, R2, R3 Locking Nut. We try. It's all we can do. Peace out and drive safe. Yeah, with the big snowstorm in the morning. So we'll see what time I get the shop open tomorrow, buddy. So until then, everyone, have a great night. Rock on. Be safe. And peace. Cheers.